Welcome back to Access Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and I'll be doing a walkthrough and review of Naruto Shippuden episode 317. Now, if you remember from last episode, we find out the reanimated shinobi are now attacking the allied shinobi in an attempt to free the Raya cage, which has been sealed. However, they walk into a trap after another trap, and it's ridiculous, because all these reanimated shinobi are being picked off so easily. And why is that? Simple. These are Kabuto's failures. They're not even decent shinobi. They're the weakest. So not much to really expect from them, to be honest. Now, moving on past that, we find out Toryun, among the allied shinobi, escapes the traps. So we see Toryun, which is from the Foundation, and he's a reanimated shinobi now. And Kabuto picks up on this as Toryun is escaping these traps which were set up. And he notices Toryun's strength, Toryun's power, and starts to build another plan around Toryun, and that's where the episode ends, and all my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with the allied shinobi's headquarters, and they're being updated on Danzo's bodyguards, at least one out of the two bodyguards. So now they know Toryun has been resurrected. However, where is Fu? Fu was the other bodyguard that was protecting Danzo. Apparently, Fu has gone MIA. They don't know if he's been reanimated or if he's still alive, and if he is alive, it sucks to be him, plain and simple, because now he's probably going to be wanted. Just putting that out there. Now, moving on past that, we are taking to a little cutscene with Toryun. Now, Toryun is seen using the Forbidden Jutsu, which is a poison jutsu, which he is known for, apparently, and he uses it. And again, that's where we open up with. Moving on past that, we're taking to a little cutscene with Shino. Now, Shino locates Toryun, which is ironic because apparently Shino and Toryun have a history. So this is getting good, but still a waste of time in my opinion, because that's the least thing we want to see right now. We want to see hand-to-hand combat, not two shinobis talking. We don't want to see that. A ninja on ninja talking. I don't want to see that. I want to see them beating the shit out of each other. But apparently, this scene, we get to see Shino, and he locates Toryun, and they do a light catch-up. And then Toryun explains to Shino how he has activated his Forbidden Jutsu, which is the jar of poison, which I thought is definitely not a unique name, but it was a unique Forbidden Jutsu regardless, because I love anything with poison. And again, he tells Shino that he has activated this, Forbidden Jutsu, and then we're taken to a pointless flashback about how Shino and Toryun grew up together. Now, they're not related blood-wise, so they're not blood-related brothers. However, Shino's father became Toryun's guardian, and apparently Toryun became like a brother to Shino. However, they're not real brothers. But again, that's where the flashback took us. So it was about Shino's childhood with Toryun, which I guess was worth watching because now we know a little more background about Shino as well as Toryun. But I'd rather see the hand-to-hand combat, to be honest. Now, moving on past that, we're still in the flashback, and we see Shino. Now, Shino was supposed to go to or enter the Foundation as a child. At least that's what Danzo wanted. However, Toryun, since he has a Forbidden Jutsu, kind of sticks out, and he tells Danzo, no, you can't have Shino, take me instead. And I was kind of shocked. I'm like, really? So, Shino was handpicked by Danzo, to go to the Foundation. I thought that was an honor. However, Shino's father didn't agree with this, but it's not like he had a choice. However, Toryun, technically, although he's not the real son of Shino's father, is Shino's father's the guardian of Toryun, kind of acts as I guess a son per se. So Toryun kind of speaks up and says, no, take me. Because, technically, right now, Toryun has been adopted into this family, so he's still technically like a real brother to Shino, so he's just like, Danzo, take me. I'm like, wow. And Danzo was like being a complete asshole about everything, sucks it up, and he takes Toryun. I'm like, okay. But still, Danzo wanted Shino. That means something. That means he saw potential in Shino. And I wanted to see more about that, why he wanted Shino to begin with, but we don't get a lot of background on that decision. But moving on past that, we are taking a little cutscene with Shino versus Toryun. That's what we were waiting for, and I couldn't wait to see them fight. However, they enter another pointless flashback where we see Toryun versus Fu. So in this pointless flashback, we get to see how he enters the Foundation, and he fights Fu. At least that's the introduction of how Toryun meets Fu. and that's how I guess they became really close, how they became friends, and that again was definitely worth mentioning. However, moving on past that into the present, we see Naruto. Apparently, Naruto's clone has actually caught up with Shino as well as Toryun. So we have Naruto's clone in the present catch up with Shino to help him out, kind of. And Toryun, right off the bat, Toryun uses a poison cloud jutsu, and I love saying that because it's got cloud in it, and I love anything that's to do with clouds and wind. So after we see Naruto's clone show up and help Shino, yeah, we see Toryun, and Toryun, he uses a poison cloud jutsu right off the bat. Definitely worth mentioning. However, we are taking to a little cutscene with Naruto versus Toryun, and I thought it was going to be epic, right? Toryun versus Naruto. You know, it looks like they're almost on par, although even though I said they were almost on par, Naruto always has the upper hand. Let's be honest, he's got more than just one forbidden jutsu on him that we at least know of. But anyways, Naruto, he uses his Rinnegan right off the bat, or I should say, a Rasengan. I always get them mixed up, but you know what I'm talking about. The same technique that Jirai actually uses, except it's, you know, Naruto's new technique. And Naruto, he uses the Rasengan right off the bat, and it blows Toryun's arm right off, and I was blown away. I mean, we see Toryun's arm ripped right off. I'm like, this is sweet. And then it hit me, oh wait, Toryun is a reanimated shinobi, so who the fuck cares? He'll just grow back. I was like, damn it. I knew there was a catch. Oh wait, that's right, Toryun, you're a reanimated shinobi. Oh, there goes the arm, it's back. Damn it. Yeah, his arm does grow back, by the way, and I thought that was this bullshit. And then Shino. Apparently Shino protects Naruto, which I guess I didn't see coming because I thought Naruto could handle anything. However, Toryun's special forbidden jutsu can poison people once it touches their cells or whatnot like that. And out of nowhere, Shino takes the bullet, figuratively, for Naruto, and he saves Naruto's life. I'm like, oh crap, this is the end for Shino. No. Although Shino gets hit, he's not hurt. So what happened to Toryun's forbidden jutsu that was supposed to poison someone and die right away? Like, I was not seeing that. I'm like, how did Shino survive? It was a direct hit. Toryun hit Shino with a direct hit with his bugs. All this poison is filling Toryun, but nothing's happening. Okay, you're probably asking me, you're like, come on, Henshin, spit it out, what's going on? Okay, we are thrown with a little bit of information about Shino. Apparently, a few years ago, Shino made an antibody in his bugs. So his bugs now have like the antibody which can cure the poison which I guess Toryun's bugs have, which means they nullify the poison right away. And apparently over the years, Shino was perfecting these bugs to beat Toryun's bugs which held that poison from the forbidden jutsu, which I thought, holy shit! That's a lot of years wasted time on someone that was already dead, and how could you know he'd come back to life? Hey, more power to him, at least he was prepared for this, but now it makes sense on why his bugs didn't die right away, and why Shino is still alive after having a direct hit from Toryun. His bugs have antibodies inside of them, which fight off the poison from Toryun's bugs. And again, I was just blown away. Literally, blown away right there. Now moving on past that toward the end of the episode, we find out Toryun is now sealed and defeated by Shino. And that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts, okay, well first off, Shino beat Toryun? No. I thought Naruto was going to beat Toryun. I was blown away right off the bat there. I mean, Shino? I didn't know he had it in him. This was his time to shine, and bam, there it was. And I really have no more final thoughts because this was kind of a weak episode in my opinion. It was just based around Shino, not so much as Naruto, so enough said there. And that is it for my final thoughts. As per my rating, 2.5 out of 5. That is a no-brainer. I should give this a 2 out of 5, but you know what? I like the background, the info, so I'm giving this a 2.5 out of 5 because we got to see a little more information. Well, we got to see a little more background on Shino, on how he knows Toryun, and we also get to see a little more about Toryun and his background with the Foundation, I guess. So this episode was based around information about Shino and more or less Toryun. But what about Fu? There is no Fu. We don't know what the hell's up with Fu. Is he dead? Is he alive? No, he's just MIA. But again, final rating, 2.5 out of 5. And that ends it for my walkthrough and review of Naruto Shippuden episode 317. Definitely comment down below, let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely subscribe, check me out on Twitter, and follow me if you like. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and let me know what you think's gonna happen in the next episode that's coming out. But again, guys, that ends it for now. I gotta hit the bricks and I gotta go. And before I go, I gotta say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.